So Gideon hears what the enemy is saying. Before he was afraid, before he's hiding out in a cave. Now he gets up, says it's time. They grab their lamps, and Gideon's instruction were to break the lamp, the covering on the lamp, so the lamp could shine, and then to shout. So the instructions were, whatever has to be broken off of your life needs to be broken off. If it's inferiority, worry, sin, whatever it is, let it be broken off of your life so you can shine and shout. That's how the victory is won. You shine and you shout. Now notice what he shouted. He told everybody, this is Gideon's instructions, I want you to shout the sword of the Lord and the sword of Gideon. Do you see what Gideon learned when he listened to the enemy? What he considered God's sword, the enemy considered Gideon's sword. So you and I have a tendency to say, God's going to do it, but hell knows that God has equipped you, and hell knows it's not just God's job, it's your job to fight the battle. Let me say it like this. Paul said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Through Christ who strengthens me is part of the revelation, but the other part is I can do all things. So God can, but so can you. Paul told Timothy, do not fear. God's not given you a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. God is able was number one. Followed it up with, and Timothy, you are able as well. At some point, you and I got to gather the same spirit that raised Jesus Christ up out of the grave. Not a portion of it, not a few drops of it he gave to you. The same exact spirit that raised up Christ from the dead now lives on the inside of you. The same threat Jesus was, you are. Jesus said, greater works shall you do. The problem is hell has more confidence in the God in us than we have confidence in the God in us. So the enemy ran and fled because they begin to get a revelation of it's God's sword, but it's my sword. It's God's word to me. It's one thing for me to hear it and say, I'm listening to what that's when it's God's word to you. But when you begin to speak God's word over your situation, over your family, over the battle, over the struggle, when you begin to shine and shout that God is with you, and if he is with you, what can be against you? When you begin to walk in that, that's when God's sword becomes your sword.